Before the kingdoms of Goguryeo rose and fell, there were names not carved in stone, but in fire, blood, and wind. This is the story of one such name, Seo Jin-mu, a man erased by kings, remembered by mountains. He was the last arrow of Goguryeo, and this is his final flight. The mist swallowed the mountain pass as shadows moved silently through the trees. Merchants trembled under armored guards, unaware their fate waited in the branches. And then, arrows, fast and final. One for each threat, never missing. No loot was taken, no word spoken, only the wind carried a name. Jangma's ghost. They whispered, but he was no ghost. He was once a royal archer, and he had returned. Deep in a forgotten cave, Jin-mu sharpened arrows against stone. Firelight flickered across a face marked by battle and betrayal. He did not wear honor anymore, only silence. He watched villages burn from afar. Children cried for kings who never came. And so he moved. Not as a soldier, but as a shadow. A village strangled by tax collectors. Mothers wept. Men bowed to survive. From the rooftops, the wind whispered again. A single arrow pinned a corrupt officer's sword to the dirt. Gasps followed, but no one saw his face. Still, stories spread. Of a protector who fought for no throne, only for those forgotten. Among the rice fields walked a teacher, quiet, graceful, her eyes watching more than books. She found him by the mountain stream. Though she wore a commoner's robe, her posture betrayed royalty. She told him of the Tang armies marching east, of a government paralyzed by fear, of a people soon to be crushed. She reminded him. He once swore to defend Goguryeo, not its crown, but its soul. He remembered. A royal order. A doomed outpost. Betrayed by politics, his unit fell. The court named him traitor, but the enemy knew his aim. He did not fall in battle, he was thrown to it. He returned not with an army, but with a plan. He trained the villagers, men, women, even children. In the forest, they built traps, learned the bow, learned the silence of survival. Among them, a boy named Ryung never left his side. Wide-eyed, determined, Jin-mu saw in him the future he had lost. Night fell, drums sounded. The enemy came like thunder down the hills. But from the trees came fire. From the shadows came arrows. The village fought, not to conquer, but to endure. Jin-mu moved like wind, unseen, unmatched, but not untouched. A blade found him, and yet he stood. Across the clearing, General Bach charged, heavy with armor louder than truth. Jin-mu, wounded, knocked one final arrow. He aimed, not at a man, but at an empire's silence, and he released. Dawn came on broken bodies and burning banners. General Beck was no more. The Tang forces retreated. Jin-mu lay still. The villagers lit no grand pyre. Only a humble fire by the river, where he once stood watch. Daerong took the bow, now silent, and the mountains whispered once more. He died not as a bandit, nor a traitor, but as Goguryeo's last arrow, fired not in vengeance, but in hope. Thank you for watching this story of courage, sacrifice, and forgotten glory. If these echoes from the past stirred your heart, that the table discuss they cause. In our round of the king converses asking, subscribe to Dramathroughtime, where history lives, breathes, and rides with every arrow fired into legend.